Okay, so back in one of my earlier videos, I talked about the decision by U.S. Transportation Command, USTRANSCOM, to discontinue the Southern European Patriot Express route effective October 1st, 2025. That decision wasn't made lightly. According to USTRANSCOM, it followed a comprehensive route and usage and cost efficiency analysis, showing that the Southern European corridor, which connected Norfolk, Virginia to Rhoda, Naples, Sigonella, and Suda, Greece, was carrying lighter loads and could be supported through other means. Translation: they were able to save taxpayer dollars by making this important policy change. In short, they streamlined operations to focus on higher demand hubs, but the ripple effect of that change hit immediately. When those flights went away on October 1st, passengers who normally moved through Rhoda or Italy or Greece were suddenly funneled through Ramstein Air Base, effectively turning Ramstein into the main gateway for almost all Space A travel heading between Europe and the US. So instead of several bases sharing the flow, it's now mostly just one, Ramstein, handling nearly everyone bound for Baltimore, Washington International, and that's where the bottleneck really began. So let's talk about that bottleneck. Now, I've been monitoring the Facebook chatter on the Ramstein situation for situational awareness, and let me paint a picture. After 10 long days of waiting at Ramstein for Space A flight, I've come to realize that tentative seats is military code for don't hold your breath. Another traveler described watching dozens of flights come and go, taking exactly 0 passengers. He said each departure felt like watching someone else win the lottery with my numbers. That's what a lot of retirees and dependents, Category 6 travelers are experiencing right now. Flights appear on the 72-hour schedule and disappear and then reappear with new times. Some go out empty because the mission changes at the last minute, and the digital schedule itself has been off and on again for weeks, showing that dreaded message, access denied. People are camping in the terminal with their luggage, rechecking roll call several times throughout the day and hoping their name finally gets called. So exactly why is this happening? Well, part of it is logistics. The Navy and Marine Patriot Express out of Norfolk now gone, travelers from bases in Greece, Italy, and Spain are flowing into the Ramstein queue. Add to that aircraft maintenance, weather in Europe this time of year, and crew rest restrictions, and probably more importantly, you have fewer missions actually taking passengers. One retiree on the ground at Ramstein joked, "This isn't inefficiency, it's strategy at its best. If Space A travelers can't make sense of it, what chance does the enemy have?" That's a good question. And maybe there's some truth to that. The unpredictability is almost a feature, not a bug. But for those waiting day after day, it's hard not to feel like the world's most patient airline passengers. With Patriot Express seats drying up, more travelers are turning to cargo or gray tail flights, C-17s, C-5s, and KC-135s. Now, we all know they're not glamorous. It's loud, cold, and sometimes you're strapped into what feels like a camping chair with seatbelts. But these flights are moving. One Space A flyer wrote about a recent C-17 ride from Andrews Air Force Base to Ramstein, and he said, "It was colder than my last few rides, but survivable. We landed at 1200 local after 8 hours. Hopefully the backlog clears before I head home, and we'll see about that." That's where things stand. Patriot Express if you're lucky, cargo if you're flexible. But the first rule of Space A is and continues to be always take the first bird going your direction. Now, the posts coming out of Ramstein this month are a mixture of humor, exhaustion, and community. One couple compared the experience to trying to win the lottery during a thunderstorm blindfolded. Another update read, quote, "No flights took passengers on Wednesday. 3 were on the schedule for Thursday, but only the Patriot Express to BWI actually boarded anyone." So when there are flights leaving like that, but not taking passengers, it can be a little frustrating and test patience. Folks on the ground at Ramstein also reported when those few seats open, competition is fierce. Category 6 names are often 40 or 50 deep on the list, and that's pretty deep. And yet people stay upbeat. They share food, travel stories, and look out for one another. And that's one of the great aspects of the Space A community. One retiree summed it up beautifully, saying Space A may test your patience and sanity, but the memories and the bragging rights are worth every minute. That's the Space A spirit at work and the community that I love. So if you are going to be traveling through Ramstein soon, here are a few things that might just make a big difference for you. Number 1, submit your sign up as early as possible, up to 60 days ahead if at all possible. Number 2, if you're returning from Europe to the U.S., monitor other terminals. Rota, Aviano, Mendenhall. You might find an alternative route home. Number 3, have backup funds for commercial travel from Frankfurt just in case. Number 4, don't wait for comfort. If a cargo flight is heading your way, take it. And finally, stay flexible. A good attitude is your best luggage. Take it with you. And I would ask you to remember that the men and women operating these terminals are doing their absolute best under real-world mission demand, and we appreciate them. Be polite, be courteous, be professional, and understand Space A is a privilege. For Space A travelers, 2025 has been a tough year. Fewer Patriot Express routes, more competition, and a lot of uncertainty. But we've always known there's no guarantees. Space A is a roll of the dice. It is now, and it always has been. If you're heading to Ramstein, bring patience, a backup plan, and a sense of humor. Because as one traveler wrote, hope is still boarding. It's just been delayed. Thank you for watching this Ramstein update. If this video helps you plan your next Space A trip to Europe or return, I invite you to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get an update every time we post a new video. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you on the beaches.